My name is Caroline Spencer, and I have proposed a research plan for the parking problem at Tarleton State University. Tarleton, like other schools, deals with lack of available parking space for students and faculty. This problem will soon be made increasingly worse when the new residence hall is built on top of the already existing parking lot. Tarleton is in need of a solution for the lack of available space. One initiative includes reducing the amount of vehicles parking on campus. The new 4-story residence hall begins construction on July 15th and is expected to be completed in August of 2014. The transportation alternative I have proposed includes two goals: make up for the lost parking due to new residence hall, and reduce the parking problem. Tarleton State University could provide a bus system for the students and faculty to be able to get to school. A bus route could be arranged at certain apartments, streets, and housing additions, allowing students and faculty transportation to school. This would greatly increase the amount of parking availability for students as well as faculty. Not only would this increase parking space, it would also have the potential to save Tarleton money by not having to build another parking lot in place of the one they are taking up to build the new residence hall. The research plan I have proposed involves many resources. I would contact the TSU Parking Service. They could provide general information through an interview. They could provide student to parking spot ratio, faculty to parking spot ratio, how many parking spots will be taken once the residence hall is built, and their general thoughts on the TSU bus route. Next, I would contact the Tarleton Police Department. They can also provide information through an interview. They could tell us how often tickets are written for parking in the incorrect parking lot, and the amount of tickets written for parking in spots that are not designated for parking. Tarleton students could provide a lot of information through a survey. We would ask questions such as their input on the TSU parking problem, their input on the bus route proposal, and where each student lives so we could get an idea for the bus routes we would need to make. Because the bus system will be available to the Tarleton faculty, we would also ask them through a survey. We would want their input on the experience with parking difficulty, their input on the bus route proposal, and also where the employees live. The following is the research that I would conduct to complete this plan. The average amount of students and faculty that would use the bus system, how many buses would be needed, how far would each bus travel per day, how many students and faculty could ride on each bus. That information could be gathered from nationalbus.com. How many different bus routes would be needed, how many student, faculty, and faculty live within each bus route, how many more employees we would need to drive, and how many more employees we would need to maintain the buses. These questions can mostly be answered by the surveys and the interviews that we will conduct. Throughout the research plan, I will provide visuals. The following are the visuals that would be included. A circle graph would be included from the survey that was taken of the students' opinions on TSU parking problem, and also a circle graph for the faculty opinions. We would get a visual of the bus routes. This would show where the bus routes would travel, by what apartments they would travel, so that everyone could get a general idea of what the buses would be covering. We would also need a cost visual because there's going to be a lot of cost that goes into this plan. The visual would depend on the information found after the actual costs are estimated. Much cost would go into putting a bus system into effect for Tarleton if the research concluded that this is the best solution. The following costs will need to be recognized in order to get an estimate of what putting this system into place will cost Tarleton. We will need to know how much per bus. This can be determined by either visiting nationalbus.com or contacting National Bus. We would need to know how much would be spent on employees who drive and maintain the bus. For that, an hourly or salary pay would need to be determined by the TSU Senate. We would need to know how much in fuel per route, the average cost of fuel times the miles per route, how many routes per day. This information depends on the research that will be conducted. How much would be spent on insurance and safety precautions? We could contact State Farm and they could give us an estimate. How much each bus depreciates per year. National Bus could also give us this information, and they can also tell us how often new buses will need to be purchased. And last, how much yearly maintenance on the buses will cost. We can contact Truck, Ag, and Auto in Stephenville, and they can give us an estimate of the prices for oil changes, small repairs, things in that nature. Tarleton State University students and faculty struggle with finding parking availability on a daily basis. This problem will only be made worse by the construction of the new residence hall, which is being built on top of an existing parking lot. My research plan will help Tarleton fix this problem and without any new construction. By putting a bus system into effect, students and faculty will be able to find a bus route that best fits their schedule and have transportation to school, while those who are not near an existing route can drive to school with assurance of finding a parking spot. This bus system will help improve parking availability and make up for the lost parking space due to the new residence hall. Thank you.